The value of having our politicians trade on our markets and understanding the importance of deep pools of liquidity and marketplace efficiency is let's call it $100 trillion, is a $100 trillion bet we're making as a country. The idea that somebody makes or loses, because in the end, they make and lose basically the same. In the end, they make or lose some money because they knew something, whatever you think it is so minuscule. That number means absolutely nothing in the big picture. Here you have a $100 trillion winner, and here you have, I don't know, a couple $1 million one way or the other, but a bad optics. Doesn't mean a damn thing. That's what drives me crazy about people that get hung up on this issue. It means absolutely nothing. We need, just like we need people here. If you're in the business of building cars, you work for an EV company. I sure hope you drive an EV. Even if it's not your EV, I hope you drive an EV so you understand. It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
The eat the dog food idea of technology companies, that you build the technology, you use the technology, that way you find the bugs, you can figure out how to make it better.
I rail on boards where the board members do not own equity in that company because they do not understand what the shareholders are going through and how important it is to build shareholder value because they're not a shareholder. The most ridiculous thing is we have politicians in all parts of our government that are functionally illiterate when it comes to finance. The value of engaging them outweighs whatever you think is unethical or lacks integrity, whatever it is, which I don't even believe exists, but some people do. So whatever you think that is, that number is meaningless. It has no value at all.
So in other words, your thought that this populist movement, this lack of trust in institutions, you don't fight that with rules and restrictions, you fight that with more participation. And the more that young people who are disappointed in these ideas that Nancy Pelosi or other members of across our legislating body are participating in ways that are giving off bad optics, that if more people were participating, that they would see that, hey, there's really no edge to be had here, that would solve the problem.
If more people understood what I just talked about, if more people understood the importance of supporting liquid and efficient markets, and if financial media understood that, then they would not focus on the optics that they would not focus on the topics that they focus on so that they create the narrative or they create those optics. They would focus on really the positive side, the glass half full, which is, this is why America is great. America is great because, and America has so much opportunity and so much capital available and so much liquidity because we have a financial system that works. And these other countries, which protect everybody, countries are like companies. And there's certain companies in the financial space that don't allow their employees to participate in the marketplace. I mean, can you imagine working at Coca-Cola, they say you can't drink Coke? Or, just think about how crazy some is.
In fairness, you can't around material events like earnings. If you're a member of leadership of a company and you might have
of course. If you have access to,
give you edge in the marketplace.
Of course, if you have access to material non-public information, that's something completely different. But my point is, we don't encourage the right stuff. If you work for a financial institution, you should be encouraged to participate in the markets. The gains, the value that adds to your firm, the value added, is multiples of whatever you think that the regulatory or litigation risk is. And the problem is we don't think like that. And we don't think like that. We're always litigation first, know-how second. It should be know-how first, worry about the other stuff second. Good companies focus on building shareholder value, and you build shareholder value by adding know-how. You add know-how, you add challenges, you build shareholder value. If you take that all away, all you are is it's a bunch of debate classes.
The way I see the world right now,